Hello and assalamualaikum to all of you beautiful people out there. How are our lovely listeners doing? Welcome to MYANCAST. MYANCAST is a podcast where anyone, regardless of age, gender, religion, or whatever from MYANDORI is able to talk about anything they want for hours.
So yeah, that's MYANCAST, and welcome to episode 4. So anyways, last podcast was hosted by Ching and Shun. They, along with Ara, aka their guest, talk about school. And guess what? We're gonna talk about it again. Except that it's way more specific because we're gonna talk about SBT, aka high prestige school, and also SBP, which is boarding schools. So
Mhm.
anyway, I'll be introducing myself first. Okay, so hi, my name is King, and some of you might know me as Izati as well. I'm Mandari's beloved server owner, and I was from SBT, aka Sekolah Berprestasi Tinggi, in KL. So if any of you want to know where exactly I'm from, my school is nearby Sunbay, Velocity, and also my town. So my beloved co-host, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, my beloved co-host. Hello, assalamualaikum again. My name is Dan. I am, believe it or not, I'm still currently 15, so I'm still pretty young. I'm mainly known on Mindori as the idol, or maybe even as your cute kira-kira ikemen meat boy. I'm not from a SBT or SBP school, but I'm still currently studying, so we could easily compare the difference between the type of school that we're in or we're in. Oh, and this is also my first time hosting a podcast, so I'm really excited and nervous at the same time. So hopefully I don't make any mistakes here and there.
Thank you for the introduction there. And don't worry,
Mm,
you're doing really well right now. Don't be nervous.
thank you.
Anyways, on to the next thing. Our guest for today is currently a university student who is taking graphic design and does art, which mostly consists of WLW content. Her brand's neon highlights, and she's currently drawing fan art of Eula Lawrence from Genshin Impact under the hashtag DailyEulaTag on Twitter. Having experience in being an illustrator for Discord emotes and commissions for others from time to time, she's also one of MYANDORI's biggest extroverts. And oh, I think I may have missed out something then. Do you know what it is then? Would you like to continue?
Well, she was actually noticed by one famous VTuber who goes by the name Sukoya. Welcome aboard, Sai. How are you? Do introduce yourself again to the listeners.
Okay, thank you, fellow host. Hello there, I'm Sa, you beautiful listeners. We all know who I am by now. And, well, yeah, I used to be an SBT student back in SM Science maybe around 2016. And as a host, as mentioned before, I am currently taking graphic design. Fun fact, even though I'm taking graphic design, I do not have any basic foundation when it comes to arts and the likes of it, as we all know by now that I've only been taking science and just recently took art. So here we are.
Yay! Welcome aboard, Sty.
Yay!
I'm
Welcome,
really
Sai.
glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm trying not to cringe for my intro.
No, it's fine. You sound great. It's no
Yeah.
worries. So yeah,
Mm.
about boarding schools and also high prestige schools or perhaps high performance school. Well, what do you guys know about these schools? I mean, me and Sai both know a lot about these schools.
I
So
honestly just want to say this place is a joke, but we can just end it there. So let's just go. Let's just
Just end the
expand that.
podcast there.
yeah,
We can
then
end the
do the
podcast. It's a
honors.
joke.
SVP is a joke and
Yeah, it's a
It's all a joke. So then, let's start off with you first. So basically, have you heard
Mhm.
of these schools? I mean, of course you do. We've been talking
Yeah, I
about
have.
it. Okay, but like, were you ever given the opportunity to enter these schools? Yes or no? Or maybe like, why if you refuse to like enter these kind of schools?
Okay. First off, my grades back then wasn't really that good because I wasn't really focusing in school that much back then. So my grades in UPSR was really bad. It's kind of embarrassing. So I didn't really have the opportunity if I even if I wanted to enter like SPT or SPP school, which I didn't really want to enter one anyway because I don't particularly like SPT or SPP schools because it's just like imagining living in like a dorm. Like it's fine if you like it, but for me, I kind of want just like laying back in my home in my bed, just doing nothing, just doing teenager stuff, rather than like living in a dorm, doing like mostly doing
I
nothing, like studying and
I
stuff
feel
like that.
called out. Okay, yes, I did lose 3 years of my teenage life. God damn.
Actually,
And
what
it's
what do you
okay
guys
then. It's okay to.
what most
I think you made the right choice, honestly, because seeing how you are, like how you present yourself online and all, you seem like a very smart man. So it's okay. I think you made the right choice of not going to a boarding school.
hopefully.
Yeah. So
But
yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of true when you say that boarding school kids doesn't have a life. I honestly did not had a life like when I was 13 till 15. I kind of started having one, like a social life and much more relaxed kind of situation, kind of life where everything I do, I
Hmm.
know it's on me, and the name of my school, Kononya, it's not affected. So
Oh
yeah,
God.
just saying that
Mhm.
SBP students did not have a life back then, it's kind of true. Because once you're out there, you're gonna get wild, and like I mean really wild. But that's a story for next time.
I
Actually,
see. I see.
what do you guys mostly do when you guys are like not studying?
Let me give you a breakdown on when do we have a break from not having
Hmm.
extra classes, not having prep, and having a time for ourselves, which is mostly just the whole Saturday, and then Sunday from the like from morning to evening, but then at nighttime we have prep. So it's like we have like a day and a half just for ourselves, and the rest of
Mm.
the days is just study classes, prep, study classes, prep.
Oh God,
Yeah,
that sounds
that
so
yeah,
bad.
that's what I mean when it's like I don't like SPP schools.
I mean, I suffered this so that you guys can hear my experiences and tell your future kids, yeah, don't go there.
Yes, don't
Unless
go
you
there.
want your future kids to not have a life.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds so taxing. Like, how do you survive there for like, if I'm not mistaken, 3 years? Like how was it
Yeah.
like in your own boarding school?
Okay, in my first year, I wasn't really coping it that well because of all of that. And of course, living in dorms, that means I have to do my own laundry. I do this, do that, make sure my bed is made, this and that, and share a room with people. So it was kind of a mess. And also, I was bullied back then too when I was in Form 1. Form 2, things got better, but not entirely better. Form 3 was when my schedule is like this. I wake up at around 3:30 or 4 just to shower, do my laundry, jemo, study from 4 till 5, and then because technically I don't know why it's compulsory to solat jemaah. So I went to the Salat at 5 and then subuh. And after that, I just stayed there until the Dewan Makan buka for breakfast. And that's really it. And then after class, because technically
Mm-hmm.
when you're a Form 3 student then, you have prep every single day until 4:30. Because usually if you're like a Form 1, Form 2, Form 4, you have until 3:30. But since we kononnya lah are PT3 students and need more time to study, we have to be in class until like 4:30 for prep, extra classes, all that. And then after 4:30, it's either I want to go outside and play some sports or just go back to my dorm and finally take a breather.
Oh
Just
my
to get
God.
back to class at 7, just to get back to class at 8 after Jemaah Maghrib and Isha. So that's something, alright.
Oh,
My God, it's like.
SPP
Mm-hmm.
sounds so stressful. Like, holy shit.
It is!
Yeah.
It sounds so stressful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, that's
like.
why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's why once you're out of SBP, you're gonna get wild because you finally have freedom.
Man.
Man, it's like so taxing. It's like study, study, study prep, and then solat jemaah, and then you study again, and then I don't know. Oh my God, it's just like you want to have like a few minutes, not even an hour to get a break.
I mean, the only break we
Jeez.
have is like after prep, which is like 4:30 until 6:30 if you're Muslim, because we still have to go to our surau to solat berjemaah. Because they make it a point to always solat berjemaah, and that honestly takes most of our time. Just because we like after we go there and then like okay, legit maghrib and then baca yasin ke baca Al-Quran ke whatever they're gonna do and then Isha and then we go to our classrooms for prep and then after that prep ends at around 10, so we go back to our hostel at 10 and lights off is at 11. So we only have 1 hour for what? 1 hour for what?
Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine being that kind of situation.
That's the thing. 1 hour to shop your bed. Honestly, the 1 hour I had was either I go to the co-op, buy ice cream, makan ice cream, and then balik bilik, kemas katil, brush my teeth, listen to songs, read a book, and then go to bed.
Yeah, and all of that in 1 hour. 1 freaking hour.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of try to wake up early just to cover up all the times that I do not have. So I sleep less just to have more me time, which is honestly something that school failed to give me. I want time to find myself, not let you guys build me to be a robot.
So like since you said about waking up early to like cover up all of everything and like to catch up with what you missed, like how early do you wake up? Is it like way before subuh or how?
I mean, our super here is at 5 something, so it so there are times when I wake up at around 3. Like I did say I woke up at 4, right?
Ah, I see, I
And
see.
usually around 4, like there's not a lot of people are awake that time. It's like me and a few other kids, but the other kids are like form 2, and form 1 people because they
Mhm.
don't want to gaduh with senior to cuci baju, iron baju, all that. So I
Oh
think
my
that they were yeah, because I think they were genuinely surprised to see me awake so early, and just told them, oh, nah, I just want some time.
I see, I see. Gosh. So like, but Sty, what made you like, enter a boarding school rather than any other schools?
Oh
This
God.
is going to be like a personal call out. So well, I'm a wee, and that boarding school, like there's actually 2 schools that offers Japanese as a foreign language study. Like we can study foreign language, and it's either college or the SBP itself. And since I know that a close friend of mine is going to that SBP, and we're really close, I'm like, oh, let me just join her and go to that SBP too. And here we are. I regret doing that now, honestly.
Oh gosh.
But oh, what is boarding school? You know how boarding question? It's a school with dorms, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's a
good.
school with dorms.
Yeah, it's
But the boarding
basically
school,
like a hostel, right?
hmm
Mhm.
and mine is where like every single student, it's compulsory to live in the dorm itself. Compared to Kings, where it's like there you go for the SBP route or the SBT route. While mine,
Mm-mm.
you take both. It's a whole package. It's not sold separately.
It's not sold separately. Yeah, and about what Stai said, my school is actually both a boarding school and also a high prestigious school. So you can either choose if you want to like live in the dorms or not. And I chose not to because fuck dorms. Literally fuck dorms.
No, but here's the thing. I actually like after my experience there, I actually much prefer to live in the dorms now. Because
Mm.
you've guys seen how creative I was when I was in metrics, and even though I keep the same schedule, like how I work, but I still have much more freedom because I wasn't controlled by the school in matriculation. So it's like, yeah, I find living in a dorm much more peaceful than whatever the heck I'm doing right now.
I see, I see. And also, if I'm not mistaken, in matriculation, you had like your own table and own kind of like your own space. I mean, it's a bit better compared to like when you were in your boarding school. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, in my boarding school, our room, because this is just mine. I don't know the rest. It's like, okay, so I share a room with 10 people, and it's only 10 beds and 10 lockers. No table, no table. So I had to
Mm.
go downstairs if I want to study with a table to be comfortable. If not, I'll just put my books on the bed and then study from there, which is honestly the thing I've done for the past for like 2 years.
I
Metrics.
see, I see.
Oh, yeah, in metrics,
Mhm.
no, SB.
Does it like ever challenge your productivity, especially you have to like to work on the bed?
Mm. So that's the thing. I actually start liking to make my own bed after that. It's like, oh, it's so pretty. I think that's where I got my whole clean fit situation from. It's from that place.
I see, I
Yeah, like
see.
yeah, and like it moved. Like it also like because I live in a dorm back then. It also moved when I started matriculation. Like I have to make sure my bed's tidy. I have to make sure my table's tidy. Locker pun like a must. Every single cloth hang had a 2 finger gap. I'm like, why am I doing this?
I see, I see. But it's kind of understandable since like based on like where you're coming from, especially. Ah,
Okay, wait, I have like one question. Are the beds comfortable, or is it like a cheap mattress or
It's a
something?
cheap. It's a. I mean, I'm just gonna curse. It's a cheap ass mattress. You know those
Oh
thin
God.
mattress, but you can also feel the board. Yeah, that those kind of mattresses. Like
Oh.
some are lucky and they can get brand new ones. I wasn't lucky, and mine was like so thin I can feel the board, which kind of makes me like after that, like after I moved out and went back to my very thick bed, my queen size bed, I'm like, I don't feel comfortable at all here. Yeah, it affected me so badly.
wait, I have another question. How's your back now?
Um, I mean, uh, it's okay, I guess. It's not in pain, but well, when I draw, I don't have a good sitting posture, so what the
Oh
heck?
no. Oh no. So yes, Tai, is there like do you have like anything you would like to share about your boarding school, especially to the audience?
Well, I can share a lot of experiences, like how it feels like to be there, how we're segregated, like how like for SBP itself, like Sekolah Bahasa Purno, they have this system. Like every school has housing systems, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
SBP and SBT itself, like King can relate to this. They take the housing system to a whole new level. Yeah, yeah, cause legit, out like okay, so like at each dorm we're divided by our own housing system. We don't have like in the room we share with seniors and juniors, not within our own peers. Like I do have roommates who are my age, but there are others who are younger than me and older than me. So it was like that's where I got my that's where I socialize with people. But we're still in the same. Pardon me. We're still in the same sports house.
Mm.
Like okay, so let's take my dorm as an example. It's two floors. The lower dorm is for the greenhouse Sigma, and the upper floor is for the yellow house, my house, Omega. Which sounds kind of weird after I know the whole Omega person. God dang it! God damn it! No, I'm not a bottom. If you're gonna go there, if you're gonna ask me, no, I'm not.
We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Okay, continue.
Oh
Okay,
God.
but okay, but yeah, and I've mentioned before, like there's like 10 people per room. Like it's like the same sports house, and even when we eat at our Dewan Makan, we have to eat at our own sports house table. We can't eat at any other table. Like I
Oh
can eat
my
with my
god.
friends.
Mhm.
I can eat with my friends because like my table was like the closest to the counter, and my friend's table was like nearest to the was like nearest to the back. So I'm like, I want to eat with you, but because of this school's weird system, I have to sit here and you have to sit there, and I hate it.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
gosh.
really restrictive.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I honestly can relate to that, especially like with the whole hoo-ha about like playing favorites, especially in like Hari Sukan Sports Day.
Mm.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
where I have a lot of things to say. Because my God, I have a story, but I'll tell you after this. King, continue where you're gonna come from.
Okay. So like honestly I could like relate so much to Sai when it comes to like uh sports houses because like here's the thing. Okay, sure. Like every year there's always like there's no consecutive how do I say this? It's like there's always different winners when it comes to like the best sports house of the year. But like, here's the thing: when it comes to like those other categories, like for example, like best mascot or like best what's this kawakaki or like best umakema and all that. What are those in English? I forgot about that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like every time we have this thing TOT, Mashallah Haga Tahunan, our
Mm-mm.
sports festival. We like the day before all of this happens, like the day before like the Kawat Kaki happens, we have to decorate our tents. to create the best mascot and do this, do that, just to make sure we get some extra points because it's a big thing in boarding schools, like the whole sports festival thing. Because by the end of the year, they're going to announce which, like Hogwarts itself. I can't believe Hogwarts, like Hogwarts. They're going to announce which sports house is the best sports house, like in terms of who won and all that. But here's
Mhm.
the thing that I'm gonna tell you. So there was this one year, I think it was second year.
Mhm.
Mm, like um, so our mascot team were superheroes, and my sports house, since it's the yellow sports house, we decided to make Bumblebee make as our mascot. So this one of my seniors and I kind of helped him with this. We created like a full body costume of Bumblebee with cardboards, all that, making sure it's comfortable, and it was really pretty. But I did not know how we managed to lose to someone who is just a knockoff version of Baymax. It's not even a good costume anyway. I don't have I if I can find the pictures, I'll bring it here, let you guys see it, but I don't have it anywhere near me.
Oh my
So
god.
just trust my word here, like legit. Even the other sports hearts went like, how did that win and you guys did? We don't know. Favoritism.
My god, the audacity. Wait, Sty. Here's one
Huh?
thing. Do you guys have like, pretty privilege?
Isn't that every school? No, isn't that every school?
Mm-mm.
Or is it? I don't know if that's an SVP thing. Cause yeah, there's like if you're pretty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's really prevalent in like boarding schools and also like high prestigious schools, high performance schools or whatever. Pretty privilege always exists.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like if like I have friends who are like I will admit they're really pretty and they always get the good things. They are always praised by the teachers, all that. When I'm just here sitting there, be like, I've done more than they do. What? Like I'm just sitting there looking at them like, yeah, I've done more. But I can't really bring myself to say it because I care for them. But now I can't give a damn.
Honestly, same.
I honestly can't relate to any of this because I don't think my school cares that much about like school, like what is it called? School sports school or
Sports house.
events like that. Yeah, sport
Mm-hmm.
house. I like that. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
they care that much. I really can't relate to any of these stories.
Yeah, because here's the thing, SBP schools are really small because they only have selected students just to fit the dorms, all this, all that. Hence, like, I think mine when I was back then, it was like there were only 410 students from Form 1 till Form 5. Like some of us
Hmm.
don't even have like a hundred kids per year. Mine was 80 something. But then most of us move out, so the graduates was like 70 something. Ta-da!
I see. Also, that how does it work in your school? Like when it comes to like sports events and all of that, are there since you said they're not that active and they don't really give a shit about it? Then how is
Mhm.
it? Because it's compulsory according to like the Ministry of Education to have like at least one
Hmm.
event per year.
Uh, okay. The way they like sort us out by houses is just by classes. They don't really choose people. So if you're this
Oh.
class, you're gonna be that house. If you're this class, you're that house. I wouldn't say we're not active, but I would say they don't really like. How do I say this? They don't. What's the
They
word?
don't emphasize it?
Yeah.
I see. So like I assume that like you guys do it out of like, necessity, because you need to do it. It's not you want to do it, is
Yeah,
it?
probably. Yeah.
We were forced to do it. We were forced to
Yeah.
do it.
Forced to give a
Damn.
shit. No, because like okay, like here's one example how much my school emphasizes about like sports events when it comes to like all of these. Okay, one example is there is this one year where I don't know what went to their mind, but they decided to hold the annual sports event at University Malaya.
Wow!
Damn.
Wow!
Yeah, right.
Kayanya.
Yeah.
Kayunya.
No,
Wow.
I mean considering the budget, you have to rent that place, and it's UM among all
Yeah,
places. So
true.
of course I'll just say that.
Okay, yeah. So okay, basically someone in VC Text is actually my schoolmate and my best friend. And yeah, okay, she mentioned about helicopter. So yeah, that year when it was held at University Malaya, the Perasmian thing, it's like how you officiate the event itself. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
helicopter came from above and then it sent our lobby and behold our principal to the field.
This is this is
Damn.
this is not atas anymore. No kayangan. This is just
Jeez.
excuse
Please correct me if I'm wrong, AJ. Yeah, it was a
me.
sponsored helicopter,
And
and I don't know if this is from the same year or not, but they released like shitloads of pigeons into the air.
very very big flex. Very big flex.
Yeah, so that's how much of a shit they give when it comes to like these kind of events. And like, okay, I'm gonna talk about more about high performance schools. It's like where besides academics, they really emphasize the curriculum and also every single other thing. Okay, what differentiates high performance schools, cluster school of excellence, and like a normal school is like how they are segregated into the types of schools. Like for example, a school receives the title of a high performance school because like how they excel in like various fields, like for example academics is a must, and mostly
Yeah,
high
yeah.
performance schools are more STEM based, which they emphasize more on science. Haha, ha 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 ha, science. Yes.
I
And
mean, I mean, my school's name legit has science in it. So yeah, thank God I went away. But even if I went away, I'm still taking.
yeah,
I never gonna
and
understand.
in my high school, we emphasize a lot on English and also swimming, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, here's how they give a shit. One of my okay, it was not my classmate. I am not sure, but one of my seniors, if I'm not mistaken, she represented Malaysia in the Asian Olympics swimming competition. So yeah, that's how much they give a shit about it.
Holy crap.
And mine, like,
Yeah.
I think my school, like, the number one sports was rugby.
Oh, Rabi, could you tell more about that?
Yeah, because every single year like the PIBG, like this one filthy woman, filthy rich mom of this one dude. She's like I can say she's filthy rich. She doesn't know me. I hope she doesn't even remember me. But I can remember because I always remember that the rugby kids always have like the best gears, the best outfits, just because the mom sponsored and also because the mom's PIBG members are champ. And every year they always make it as like something to be proud of, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you guys get number one, but we also like there are also other sports that we represent, including the sports arctic, that we win too. So, huh?
See, see.
I
Man.
think they only focus on games that has people sponsoring them. And here I am with my own scales and a elongated right hand because it is technically bigger than my left hand, but that's a different story. And
Mhm.
not get even get acknowledged with like there's also like my friends who's like practicing the same sports that I did bowling, and we just and sometimes we just look at the rugby people like, huh, like if you're a rugby player or like okay let's say if you're a rugby player, someone who plays softball, handball, netball, you have bragging rights right there.
Oh my god.
Hmm. And here I
Damn.
am playing bowling, be like, yeah, but did you guys win number one?
Wow.
No,
My
like it's
god.
honestly just like also it also applies to pretty privileges, good looking privileges. It's there, alright. You can see it. I can say that right now.
Yeah, it's also about the privilege. There's honestly like a lot of levels to it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's the male privilege, there's the pretty looks privilege, there's if your mom is a PIVG privilege.
Yeah, and there's also the favorites privilege, especially, by like honestly, it's more prevalent when it comes to like sports teachers, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. And like my sports teacher was like he's also the guy who handles like softball. So I'm like no cricket. So I'm like you're only here because there's no one else. And also because the other teacher was my science teacher, and she was really really nice, and she was proud of me for what I did. So I'm like I at least I know that for sure that one teacher is part of what I did.
Oh my
At least I know
god.
at least I know she was proud of me. So I'm like, ah yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's good that she's like, proud of you.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, there's one thing that I like to read. Students who get along with the discipline just got away with shit. This is so true.
Yes,
I'm gonna
it's
sound
true.
salty after. I'm gonna sound salty after this. Ah, imagine you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can technically run away with dating just because you're the favorite student. But if you bring one comic book, you get yelled at in front of the class.
My god.
Who's
I
that
don't
guy?
get it. Like,
Period.
what's wrong with bringing? Okay, fine. Comic books, I kind of understand why, but still, why? But like, when I heard about like schools not allowing students to bring like novels to school, I was like, what the heck?
Eh?
What
Yeah,
the
like
heck?
yeah, like here's the thing, because for them they said that reading this isn't worth it. Nor does it give you info. Nor does it increase your IQ, Kolonya. And
Mm-mm.
it's not a productive hobby. And I'm here like this is why all of us are robots. You won't allow
Exactly.
any signs of creativity in here, and all you. Cause okay, I get because we're a science school, but sometimes kids need creative freedom.
Exactly. Creative freedom and
Preach.
like the ability to express themselves through arts. Where is it in SBT and SBP? Where is it?
Yeah, and it's
Mm-mm.
like so weird because now in uni when we talk about like because I'm an art student, so it's kind of different. Because my like one of
Mm-mm.
my lectures we always talk about oh does anyone here with solo leveling? Does anyone here with AOT? Is anyone here into BTS? Like I love you now. I love you, ma'am. Honestly, I do. Honestly, SBP they are strict for no reason, and hence why I can say that once you're out there, you do get wild. I did get wild when I was in Form 4. I will admit that. But seeing my friends, like, because they were there for 5 years, I was there for 3 years, and I meet
Mm.
them again when I was in metrics. Yeah, they really party hard. Every single weekend they got drinking. I don't really mind that, but they kind of bring my roommate too, and I had to deal with the whole situation because they technically managed to drag me too because they dragged my roommate. So huh.
I see, I see. Gosh.
Mhm.
Hearing these stories is kind of making me glad that I didn't go to SPP school.
That's why I said it's a privilege not to go to SBP. Like some would
Mhm.
see that SBP being this oh so grand thing, but once you experience that life, is it really worth it? Not really,
Mhm.
because before you enter uni, for like unless you really want to go for you really want to study abroad and all that, yeah, you can go for it from there. But at the same time, there are other ways you can go through it without having to go through a struggle of why are you like this? Why are you weird? Shut up. I just happen to like anime. And when I'm out, all of you guys like anime. What is this? That
I
happened.
see.
Honestly, it happened like during Form 4. I was out. And then suddenly all of them text me, hey, do you know any new animes? I don't even watch anime now.
I get you, I get you. And also, oh, there's like a question in VC text from Ara. Okay, let's take a break from this and answer the question. Wait, so here's a question I want to ask. Maybe not as related, but do Malaysian girls have to wear those things that cover your head every day? Oh, okay. So basically, what Ara was referring to is the tudong or the headscarf, basically. Okay, here's one thing I would like to confess to the people of MYANCAST listening right now. Okay, so
Double.
okay, so basically one of the main reasons why I entered my school, the high performance school, is like they don't make it compulsory for like girls to wear the headscarf.
While mine was compulsory because honestly mine was like really, really religious school. It's like much more religious than the SMC Agama and the same in my area. So makes sense.
Mm,
That's why even if you guys look at me like the umpan Melayu tahe kind of thing, I the
yeah.
umpan Melayu.
Like honestly,
No,
you look so alim, okay? But well,
no. Here's the thing. Back in school, I was like one of the least alim kids. Like I still do that. I still do this, but I don't really follow what
yeah,
the
but like
very
compared to
very.
us, compared to me, compared to anyone, my god,
yeah, but
this is why you
yeah,
don't
but
judge
hey,
a book by its cover.
Yeah, like legit. If you look at me outside, you probably think like I'm a lame, but
Oh,
inside
wow.
my inside my head is like,
Mhm.
yeah, tudong is a religious thing. If you're a
Yeah,
Muslim,
tudong is religious
tudong,
thing.
like it's
Mm.
a belief that if you want to cover your aura, wear tudong, something like that.
Yeah, it
But that's
it
more
really
of like your
depends.
kind of thing. If you want to
Mm-mm.
do it. If you don't want to,
Yeah.
don't have to.
Yeah, because like if you're ready to like commit, it's kind of like another form of commitment. So if you're ready to commit, you'll have to wear it, and then you can't take it off unless for reasons, or your own personal reasons. But it's all based on you because that's you and God. That's what I
Mm,
believe in.
mm,
Yeah, and that wasn't the only reason, AJ. That wasn't the only reason. Okay, and the reason why I entered this school, the high performance school, my high school basically, is because like okay, so back in standard 6, I had to represent my primary school for like a Scrabble and Sahiba competition. So I went to like my school for like 2 days in order to like compete compete in the competition, and I was exposed to like how my high school looked like, oh, the students are so friendly, oh, the teachers are so friendly, oh my god, there's so many facilities, there's like stuff and all that. So I got interested, and that's how I got into my school. And like, okay, here's one thing I want to clarify. For high performance schools, you need to get at least like 4 A's and 1B. Okay, by my time, because UPSR back then we only had like 5 subjects. So you need to get at least like 4 A's and 1B. But the best result is 5 A's. And even if you had 4 A's and 1B, you really need to have like a concrete and solid evidence of like your previous activities in primary school. Like for example, you need to like represent your school a lot. You need to have like positions in school. Like for example,
yeah,
if
yeah,
the
Yeah.
more positions you have, the more likely you're able to like enter a high performance school. And like for me, my case, I got 5 A's, and I did a lot in my primary school. Like I represented a lot in like, I wouldn't say nationwide, it's like in my state and all that. And I was also the president of the. I actually forgot what was the name of it. Holy shit! Wait, let me remember. Uh, it was a
and all I have
newly
was my face. That's
it was
actually
a
more of
newly established position. But I remember like the vest was pink. It was so cute. And like the teachers like, oh, you know what, just appoint me. And like, yeah, I got the president and all that. So I was able to enter my high school without taking the test, because like in high performance schools, you need to take like, I wouldn't say like several tests. It's like a few tests to see. And also, if I'm not mistaken, an interview
yeah.
in order to enter it. If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. There's like
Yeah.
an entry test where you have to do math, some English questions, all that, like just to see like that 5A means something, and interview with the teachers. And sometimes the teachers there, they'll bring it up when you're in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, like, come on, I was
Yeah.
12. What do you want me to do? I was 12. Yes, I was cringe. Shut up. They will, they, no, they legit, yeah, bring up the how I was in the interview.
My God, that's a
I
movie.
hate you.
So how about you then, Einstein? Okay, let's discuss about um want to talk about PTA?
What's PTA again?
PTA. PIBG, PIBG. Parent Teacher
Ah,
Association. Oh
ah,
God.
ah.
Okay.
Honestly,
So
I can
then, would
say
you
this
like to
right now.
start?
Go.
Mm-mm. Wait, how is
Uh,
it in your school? Like, do they give a shit about school? Like, how is it?
okay. PIBG for me. They asked a lot for funds. A lot. They didn't ask a lot this year. They asked a lot in Form 2 and Form 1, I think. They asked for like, how much did they ask? 10 something, 5 something that uh, you have to pay for like some stuff. And then to like repair some stuff in school. But then when like they said they're gonna repair it, for like until now they have never like repair anything. They said they wanted to like repair like the toilets, I think. But until now, I have never seen anything change in our school, I think. So I think
Oh,
they
no.
I think they're just like I think they're just like keeping it, like keeping the money probably. I don't know. Pay the like the electricity bills or something, water bills. I don't know. I don't know where the money went.
I see, I see. How about you, Sty?
And
How's the PTA in your school?
can I just say they're filthy rich? Because they really are filthy rich. Like I already mentioned how the PIBG was kind of biased with the rugby team just because her son was in the rugby team, and also in her sport, and also in for her son's sports house. So that's something. But other than that, I think you can relate to this when there's like when during PT3 and SPM, every break we had, like after like we just cool off from the exam hall and look outside. Oh, there's food, a lot of food.
Ah.
Yeah, there's food and all, but I still remember that time. Where's the coffee? And my mom was also there too, so I'm like, Mom. I legit asked my mom, can I ask for some cash? I want to buy coffee, and she just did.
Yeah, that's kind of like one privilege being in like a boarding school and also a high performance school. It's like the okay, I kind of feel bad for like shit talking a lot because like our topic today is school that bad part two, and me and Sty make it sound really bad. But honestly, it really depends on like honestly, I feel like it depends on the stream you take.
Mm. Because here's the thing,
Yeah,
both me and King, we don't like science.
yeah. Fuck
And we
science.
just
I'm so
continued.
sorry, science students, but fuck science.
Like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm using my PP pass. Yeah, and that and I'm currently taking an art stream, and I'm much more happier now. Even if it's hectic, but it's a good way of hectic. I don't cry to sleep, nor cry when I
Mm,
wake up because I'm not studying. It depends on your interest and your friends in SVP. Because if you have like
mm.
zero friends, I do not know how you manage to survive.
Yeah, true, true. And like, I mean, okay, honestly, as a science student, I actually enjoyed some aspects of science, especially in like biology and physics, but not chemistry. I'm so sorry, but no chemistry for me. But like, yeah, the deal breaker point for being in a SBP and also SBT is like the stream you take it. And also, yes, what Sty said, the friends you have. Because like, if you have like a couple of friends or like a circle for you guys to like, depend on and do like probably group work or something, and
Mm-hmm.
like to have recess together, it's really good already because
Mm-hmm.
like no matter how much we should talk about how our school is like bad, there are some parts, some really memorable parts which is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, I would like to talk about how united my batchmates are, especially shout out to the people listening here who are in who are born 2002 because like during SPM we always like try to like help each other, and honestly it's not the teachers who gave us like a really good support system, it's like the students itself, and I'm really proud of my batch. Even though I didn't perform well in SPM, I'm really proud of my batch for making it to like wherever they are right now because I still keep up to them and like follow them on Instagram, on Twitter. And yeah, okay, I love you too, AJ.
Yeah,
But yeah. Mm-mm.
yeah. That's like one good story. If you're really close to your batch to the point you're still
Yeah.
friends with them till now. Like there are like I do have some of my friends who like not really some. It's just like one who I
Mm-mm.
still keep in contact with because she was also my closest friend. We were in different sports house, but she sits next to me in both Form 2 and Form 3, and she's like the bestest friend I had during that time. But about
Mm-hmm.
the whole batch thing, yeah, like they always have this unity among batchmates. It always happens because mine was really small, like 80 people. So we were pretty close until
Mm-hmm.
Form 3. When Form 4 happened, wow.
Oh
Okay, I
gosh.
wasn't there. I wasn't there to experience. But I have my friends talking about it, so I have my friends explaining me the story, and I'm like, honestly, it's not really the batch fault, it's the teacher's fault for their favoritism.
Mm,
Because
I see. I see.
I think I can tell the story, and it may go kind of weird, but it's a true story happened. So our Ketua Pelajar, who was also like our batch leader at the same time, he has a relationship with one of our batchmates. And here's the thing, like the teachers always preach about don't have relationship, don't do this, don't do that, but they let go of him and his girlfriend that time just because
Mm-hmm.
he was the Ketua Pelajar and is well liked among the teachers. And here's the thing, our batchmates have talked to them like, yeah, we don't mind you guys dating. No, but here's the thing, like they're the only ones who can date. The others can't just because the
My
teachers allowed.
God.
Yeah, and honestly, I just say this is the teacher's fault. Now that I see it. So
Yikes.
like when that happened, and then things went south from there. I think some people know the story. So TLDR, they in a little sense fucked up. If you know what I mean by fucked up. It's to the point. Yeah, and it's to the point where dating is allowed if you're really really well liked by the teachers. The
Yeah.
favoritism in SVP and SVT is like to the point where the whole batch has a meeting just to announce this to all of them, and I can feel the disappointment when they know that they're like our batch leader, our ketua pelajar had fucked up with. They're like, had sex with someone else.
My goodness.
Yeah, it happened. That happened.
Yeah,
So like they said that we've already done our thing. We've already advised them. We've done this. We've done that. And then the teachers pointed at them. Why didn't you guys advise them? We did, but you guys let them go. Hmm.
my gosh.
So
Damn.
that's something about the science kids. Always horny on Thrift. They're always horny on Thrift. There's a lot of things about banging each other that I can tell about, but that's probably the biggest one because I looked up to that. I looked up to that guy. Like he was really good being a leader and all, but he did that. So of course, even if I wasn't there, I would feel very disappointed. And surprisingly enough, I met the girl, his ex, and when I was in metric. So as much as I want to keep a straight face and just talk to her, the back of my brain still remembers the whole situation.
Yeah. How about you then? How's your school with all, those dating kind of things?
Okay, here's the thing. My school is an all boys school, so there's not really
Okay.
much dating.
Mhm.
Unless they swing the other way, like me.
There's yeah, no, yeah, there isn't much. I think yeah, because mostly like
I mean, considering your school is pretty big, like how
um
big is your school?
uh there we have like for like like one batch. I think that's like 9 classes. There's how many? There's around like 30 students, I think. So that's 9 classes, and each has 30. Yeah. So my school isn't that big. Okay. Here's another thing about my school. If you like touch hands even just a bit or by accident, everyone, and I mean everyone, will like spread it and like, oh, you're gay. Oh my god, you're so gay. Oh my god. And then, so like everyone's like, okay, don't stay close to me. Just sit far away.
Oh my god. Even like
I mean,
a slight touch of hand?
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
What the heck?
okay, I don't know. For some reason, my school, they don't really, I wouldn't say they don't support like gay or like less people, but I would say they aren't like, how do I say this? Okay, they don't particularly like gay people, mostly because we're all boys, so we don't really like each other, I guess. So if they see anyone, and I mean anyone, even if they're probably like seniors that like spread it and call and then like secret call them gay, which I kind of hate, because like if you're gay, you're gay. There's not really like a problem to it.
Mhm,
Like if you like the same gender, you can like them, I guess. There's
mhm.
nothing really bad about it. So I kind of hate when like even if like people like all the students that accidentally touch hands, they call gay. I kind of like hate that, and like my way of thinking of that person who calls him like or calls people gay in a bad way kind of like drops, and I like barely talk to them much after that.
Them.
as much as I want to say it's like boys, let boys be boys, that's the thing at all. Like, because I still remember in when I was back in SVP, they always just call me as gay because I have like zero interest in men. Which is
Yeah.
like, yeah, at that time I wasn't really. I was pretty sure I didn't. I was pretty sure I'm not confident. But I have a crush on like back then, which now sounds. But still, I still remember them calling me that, all that, just because I admire women more. Huh, just because I don't talk about men, you guys want to call me that? Well, yeah, I mean, like, I am now.
Yeah, that's the thing about like people in high school generally. People like to assume. And like I don't know.
What do you mean I'm inescapable? Yeah, I mean, like, I do like girls now. I admit it. But back then, it was just, yeah.
Yeah. You really do realize that sometimes. Oh gosh. And I hope you guys, to the ones who are still in school, that you don't have to like face any weird things in school. Okay, so like, what else should we discuss about SBP and SBT? Maybe we should like talk about the good memories, I guess. Stai, is there like any good memories from your boarding school, or do you want me to start first?
I mean, yeah, you can start first, 'cause I have to fix audio right now. Give me a sec.
Ah, okay, sure. All right, take your time. So yeah, I guess like since our topic is about like is school that bad part two, and even though we talk shit about like our schools respectively, I feel like I want to advise people that you should consider going into one of those kind of schools or enrolling into like for example a high performance school, because like even if there's like all those favoritism problems, and like maybe sometimes the fees are quite expensive from time to time. For example, like my school, it's like, yes, one of the reasons is like it looks good in your resume, and like sure, it might be just like a name of a school, but it really does help because like it's widely recognized by Malaysia's Ministry of Education, because according to Wikipedia, my school was actually the first cohort selected by the ministry themselves to become a high SBT, or what you call as high performance school. So yeah, it's really important.
I mean,
If you're that kind of person, you're
yeah, I mean,
that kind of person.
yeah, 'cause I still
Mm-mm.
remember this when I was young. My dad says if you have an SVP in your, like, when you want to SVP, they'll choose first. But after I moved out from there and then went to a normal public school, for me, it's privilege, honestly.
Mm-mm.
Just that they will work to the bones to be smart, book smart, not
Yeah,
battle for the
but
low
like
paying job.
yeah.
Imagine
But
going for
like
something that
one
pays
thing about SBT that I'm also grateful of is like the environment itself, and also like the type of people I've met there, because mostly they were not problematic at all. Okay, sure. There might be times where like rumors and stuff would arise, but all of it is like very manageable and it's not that bad. Like there's no delinquents and there's no bullies, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's no. Okay, this is SB. This is SVT style. This is SVT. I'm talking about SVT.
hey. I was in
Mm.
both. I was in both. Okay, I was.
Okay,
And the
but
only
for
way
my
I managed to
experience.
shut them up, the only way I managed to shut them up is by being in the top 10, and
Yeah,
I did.
okay. Okay, but that's my experience lah. And like, okay,
Yeah.
even there was like no beliefs, there's like, obviously the problem comes from like the internal pressure of having to like improve in your own field, especially when you're like a science kid. And science kid always have to like represent the school for some reason, especially when it comes to like CGPA and all that. They ignore like the art students, like for example the account students, and sometimes the sunny visual. It's like, yeah, that's a bad aspect when you have to like, I mean, sorry, when you're in a high performance school. But besides that, the community is really tight knit, and also I feel like the studying environment there, even though it might be pressuring from time to time and it might be stressful, it's way better of a support system, because like yes, they do give a shit about your studies, and yes, it might be overbearing sometimes. It's very stressful because y'all know how I'm like mentally ill due to school, haha. But yeah, but that's
Who
my
wasn't?
problem.
Who wasn't?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm.
Honestly, who wasn't lah?
Yeah.
But still for me, yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've told the story how I was thanks to now. Because I think it's because of the freedom I had, the short
Mm-hmm.
1 year freedom in a cluster school. It was really stressful though. Like they were really strict about a lot of things. I'm much more strict than SVP itself. But then after I moved out from there and just went to a normal public school where life is much more calm, peaceful. It was like finally I can feel peace. Like I wasn't stressed at all. Like yeah, I had SPM. I
Mm-mm.
didn't well in it, but hey, at least I'm not stressed. That's
Yeah,
what one.
exactly. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Oh
obviously, it's
yeah,
way better to like be and not be stressed and like have your own freedom because of course like when you're from like a boarding school and then into like a public school, of course you need to like get used to the freedom.
honestly, you have to get used to the freedom.
Yeah,
I think
for me. Hmm.
most people were in the like. I do have some of my friends who started being in dormitories ever since they were 7. Like when I was in SBT, so I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Does your parents hate you? Like that, the back of my head. One day, like, does your parents hate you? Yeah. So when that happened, I'm like, and then once they were free, I've told you, SVP kids, once they're free, they're wild. What's funny is that even our counselors were talking they told us the stories of how they get complaints from the university, whatnot, that the SP that their students that their alumni were the wildest kids, and they said they don't know how, and they just told us you guys have to still be good kids outside because you still have the school name on you. And I'm here like now that I heard that, you just failed to educate us on how to communicate with others. We were so close, like SCP kids, we're close. Like I still remember this one time, like I met my friends from SVP, but they were talking to their teachers, and I was socializing with the other kids who were representing, and we were having fun. But I
Mhm.
don't know why they can't like I don't know why those two can't be with us, like talking with us, like Inaka to just be with other people from others. That crossed my mind when I thought that, like, yeah, you guys were listening to a teacher story, but it's not that bad to talk to other kids from different schools. I think that's where I
Yeah,
got
it's
my
not that bad.
extrovertness from. Yeah, because I think
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when I meet them and they remembered me from this other competition, and they
Mm-hmm.
and I still and I still remember that that my stage presence was something else, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just being dumb on stage. But it was really really fun. It's one of the good memories, but at the same time, it feels kind of sad how closed SB are treating them. And once they're free, they're taking that freedom. Because I know they don't want that freedom gone. That's why they're taking it to the fullest. But it also affects them in their studies as well.
That's honestly really unfortunate in a way. Also, since like you guys like are an SBPs and you mentioned that like the only way, maybe perhaps the only way you are able to like meet other people from other schools is through competitions. Is that correct?
Yeah. But even though
Damn.
we can meet other people through competition, we wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
really encourage to talk to other people in competition. Like I just told you
Oh.
the story. Like my two
Mm-mm.
friends, like we're the same batch. Like I talked to them, they remembered me, and we just
Mm-mm.
talked. But then they were like, when we had this free time before they announced we are the winners, I was socializing with the other competitors, and we were just like having fun with each other. Because I was representing for the English part, so I just talked to the English competitors. And then my friends, like my SPP friends, they were just talking to the teacher. Like I do want to call out to them and told them to join us, but at the same time, do I have the right to do that just because I was one of their friends before? So I just never bothered.
My gosh, that is so sad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, and then now that I see them, it's like they like. I do want to go talk to them again, but I still remember this one time when they meet me, they were like, I never knew you were this active. And it's more to me of being, I finally have a place where I can be myself without the pressure. That's what I always tell them. I can finally be myself. Cause yeah, I do kind of like you guys, but you guys weren't really the best for me to be myself at. Like there's always that part of them, like some of them who would look down on me. It's just, huh? Just
I
because I was technically kind of weird for liking anime, this and that. Huh. But that was SVP. There was a lot of good memories. But there are some memories that I think fondly, not really fondly, of like things that be like, if I wasn't like this back then, if I was like technically socially normal for their standards, would I still be there for the next years? Would I still move out?
I see, I see. Man, that's a lot to
Mm,
take in, and that's really sad because, like, yeah, it's kind of sad that they discourage you guys to like talk to other competitors just because like y'all have like a name to uphold, and like for example, like the representatives have to like win the competition, obviously, just because of the school and not because of themselves. That's really sad.
I still remember, like, I think it was a slap to the face to them that because there was this one competition, AAY, All About Youth, where it's a science competition. I was the presenter for my school. I was in school, but they were in the same competition. And during the first round, our school was kind of didn't do well because our project seems like a flop. So we changed the whole thing from scratch, did this, did that, and then because like technically each state we have like one representative, and the one who to represent Sarawak was my school, so I feel proud of it because it's like a slap to my friends. Even though that sounds kind of mean, but it was like just because I'm not with you guys anymore doesn't mean I can't.
Yeah. Mhm. I see, I
No,
see.
that kind of so no, I'm sorry. Yeah, but that was
It's okay. There's like I've learned something at least like based on how your school works and how they view like other students and all that because it's like a different air from compared to like what I have in my old school. Is like for us we were quite close with like neighboring schools, especially like SBS and also VI, if you guys have heard of them, Maxwell, and also CBN. Yeah, CBN. We were like tiny in terms of, for example, when we have like events, like for example, International Understanding Day and also prom. We will always like help each other out because it's like a common thing for us to have those kinds of events and also to like socialize and all that. And of course, it's supervised by the school as well. Okay, but not prom. For prom, it depends on the year and if they manage to get like a sponsorship or not. Because if they don't get a sponsorship from outside, they will have to like sometimes they will like ask the school to like sponsor a hall, like the school hall, in order to like organize prom. That's why I heard love from my seniors. And also for International Understanding Day, which is like and the Interact Club. Yeah, it's always held every year, and other schools will always like buy tickets to like attend the event and all that. And yeah, it's really common in SBT schools to have like a tiny relationship with like the other people in other schools, and also not just the SBT schools with other SBT schools. It's also like neighboring schools basically because my school was nearby. Like if I'm not mistaken, a SMJKC school. Yeah, and even for like when, especially I have like experience going to like competitions like me and my friends represented our school for like chorus speaking and also I've represented my school for scrub and all that and yeah we were encouraged to like socialize and mingle around with people so that Okay, there's not really a reason to it, but that's how we're taught in a way. Okay, but basically there was no discouragement. And yeah, that's how it is. Because it was good. It was good. It's not really good to hear your experience, as in like, but I appreciate that you told that, and told the audience on like how your school is, the whole culture and all that. And yeah,
Yeah.
so I think it's what me, Sty, and then talk about school is able to like help people, is able to like guide people in order for them to like tell their children, or perhaps tell their I don't know, younger siblings, or maybe perhaps yourself if you want to like transfer into like an SBT or a SBP. So yeah, it really depends. Because
Yeah.
no matter like the amount of shit me and Sty talk about our schools, there's always good parts of it. And it all really depends on your school and the friends.
Like, yeah, we always talk about the craps we've went through, but there's still
Yeah.
some good experience there that I think I did have, but at the same time, I
Mm-mm.
can't remember fondly because of that. It's not really trauma, but more like of the amount of bad experiences I have. But I do
Mm.
remember well enough that a lot of the juniors liked me a lot because I was like really friendly to them, but not friendly to my
Aw.
friends.
That's really
But they always
nice
look up,
though.
yeah, because they always look up to me because I treat them nicely from the first day.
Aw. Nice.
Because
We love to see it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
we have this weird mentality, because we have this weird
Mm.
thing where
Mhm.
seniors have to be mean to the juniors so that they respect you because of fear. While
Uh-huh.
for me, it's more like, let me just treat you as a friend and let you guys see me as a friend too. But I'm still the senior. Like, even if I'm a senior, you can still go to me and talk to me if you need help. But some of
Yeah,
my friends, they
exactly.
go for the respect by being rude, which I think kind of like there's a pro and con to it, because yeah, they
Mm.
because they're it does instill fear in you, because I was in that situation back then. But
Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
there are some of my the juniors who took it for granted and were being a bit being high-headed with some of my seniors. But I just told them, please don't do that. And I think that's the thing, because I was always nice to them. I don't think they have the balls to be mad at me. Because if they want to,
Yeah,
they
true,
can.
true. Mm-mm.
Because here's the thing, I actually had this one junior who,
Mm-hmm.
because okay, so when we were in the dorms, we have this one um like our a storage room where we put our luggages in. And I still remember on the day, like, here's the thing, the day when we have to go balik raya, right? I take my luggage, and then as I open it for like that extended part, I saw a whip, like someone legit whipped my back. Like, so here's the thing, because it was Ramadan, right? And I put everything, like because my locker was tiny, so I put most of my food inside my
Mm-hmm.
bag. So if I want to eat it
Mm-hmm.
with my friends, I'll go to my bag, take it, and continue with life. But then that one time when I was like talking to my friends at the Meja Bulat, and then like, hey, I have some porridge. Let me take it in my bag, and I go to my bag and see like, guys, it's black.
What the heck?
Oh.
My God, the audacity.
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
and it was revealed it was my next door junior, and the kid did that was
Mhm.
from one just because she wanted to be well liked by her peers to have this and that. So it just
Mm-mm.
kind of made me like it. I was really pissed because it was my food. It was from my parents. Here, like
My
I'll say
God.
this. I mean, like,
Mm.
and I do get that she was not. I need to find the right word here. Like, not from a well-known, not really well-known, but like from a well in money-wise family. But that doesn't mean you can steal my stuff and rip my bag. And when I go home, my mom was like, "Why is your bag ripped?" "Oh, someone stole my stuff." Imagine how,
Gosh, that's
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things like that's the junior thing. I also have seniors who borrowed my stuff and never gave it back, just for me to go to the not really out, like technically the balcony behind our room and be like, wait, isn't it my cup?
Oh my God, you found
Damn.
it.
And I was searching for it.
My
Hmm.
gosh.
No, I mean that's why I'm like that's why there's some things that I think that because that's only obviously me in the dorm life kind of situation where they take advantage of me because I'm nice and all that and I don't really talk back. Yeah, I know I'm nice, but that doesn't mean you can step on my head.
Mhm.
That's why that like that's I mean like I think that's why when I do get mad, I do not know how to handle it. That's why I try my best not to get mad at people.
Understandable, understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's also that time when I do not know who stole my baby before Raya,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was frantically searching for it, and I still
Oh
can't
my
find it.
god.
And then the
Mm,
teachers blame it on me for being careless.
what the heck?
As a
Like,
mage.
Yeah,
exactly.
but at the same time, that's why I'm not really. That's why I'm just like, yeah, like it is a good place, but I have a lot of experience just to not make me remember all the good things that happened. But hey, I know for sure that when I was in Form 3, that was like the best roommate I had because we were supporting each other. We do this, we do that. There was also a time when we had nothing to do. I played Scrabble with my juniors like at Saturday night, just like, hey, want to play Scrabble? Sure.
Nice. Bonding time.
Yeah, yeah, cause honestly, I think most of the juniors like me because I don't have that senior barrier with them. Like, if you just want to talk to me, oh, go ahead. If you want to play Vanguard with me, oh, go ahead. Yeah, I play
Oh,
Vanguard with my juniors.
I see. That's so cool.
You
I,
sound
I
like a
kind of,
really nice
I
senior.
kind of, yeah, I kind of can, sorry, I kind of can relate because like, yeah, I was also well like my juniors because like I was the platoon leader in 1 year if I'm not mistaken for Pandu Petri, and like of course I needed to like have my juniors contact numbers and all that, but surprisingly all of them like got along well with me, and like until now they still remember my name and like how was I, and of course I do ask
Aw.
them like how are you guys and all that because they just finish SPM and all that. So it feels nice lah, especially just fuck
That's fun.
seniority, juniority thingy or
Yeah.
whatever you call it. Fuck that.
But yeah, but
Throw it away.
I still
Mhm,
remember when I was in
mhm,
Form 2, I was much closer to the Form 5 seniors.
mhm.
Like I still,
Same.
like I still, no, there's like one of them like
Mhm,
lives next door to me, and there's sometimes we just got ice cream and then like stand at like the front balcony and be like, so how was your day? Like there was no senior junior kind of thing, and they were like really really close at the same time. And it was like,
mhm.
and I still keep in contact with her till now, so that's good. But I feel bad for my juniors. Like I do want to find you guys, but
Oh well, oh well. Yeah, I can relate on that too because like I was really close with my Form 5 senior back in Form 1, and she was the president of the librarians. I still remember her.
Salim.
And
Oh yeah. Ah, now it reminds me of the time when librarian I think I kind of got demoted as a librarian because pretty privilege.
my god.
I don't really have like stories of like me with my seniors. Actually, okay, I know. I don't really. I don't. Okay, the thing is, I don't talk with my seniors that much because I'm not a very talkative person in my school. If you know me in school, I don't really talk that much unless you're like really close to me. And listening to these stories kind of made me wish that I was close to like at least like a few seniors of mine. So it's like, man, I wish I was like more extroverted, I guess, in school.
I see, I
I wasn't
see.
really extroverted in school. I started becoming much more extroverted during 5. That's why that's
Mhm.
why that's why you guys get to see the extroverted me now, which is honestly the better me, which is a
I
good thing.
can
Because imagine me being an introvert. Can you guys see that?
I cannot.
I really can. Seriously, I can.
They don't. That's my throat. No,
Mm.
because I still remember when I talked to one of my friends in metrics, like, would you believe me if I said I was an introvert? You're kidding me, right? And I still find it funny. I always find it funny. Like every time I pull that card up, they would say, "You're kidding me, right? You're the loudest person I know." I know. So like yeah, as I mentioned before, that's why like some of my friends like back when I was in science, and then I told them that they see me this, they see the me now, they're so surprised because I'm this loud and like loud, bubbly, have this high energy kind of thing. Because I am not in a stressful environment anymore.
And for then, I guess like it takes time because like yeah, some people may get like more extroverted as they like grow up, and I think by the time you're like form 5, you're able to figure out your, I wouldn't say personality, but it's like the way you think and like the way you
Mm.
interact with
Yeah.
people. Because yeah, it takes time because and here's the thing about school, it limits you a lot, especially when it comes to like first times, because that's where like the time where you're like, oh, you're gonna like find crushes in school and all that, and like, oh, you want to
Mhm.
experience this, want to experience that. I mean, yes, that still happens when you're like after form 5, like in
Yeah.
like university and all that because of peer pressure. But like, I'm not saying that peer pressure doesn't exist in like school. But it's just like yeah, it depends on it depends on you also.
That aside, do you guys have any like stereotypes in your school? Because for me, like whenever I think of like SPP or SPT students, I always think them as like they have like really high grades, they're like really mature, they're like really like not a
Mature.
problematic, yeah, they're not like a problematic
So sorry.
person. But like,
Um,
but if I met you guys, like I know nothing of you guys, I wouldn't think you guys would be like a SPB or SPT student. I'm not saying anything bad about you guys,
It's
but I
good for me.
wouldn't. Yeah.
toxic good for me. Don't relate me to that. I do not want to be related. That's a dark
Mm,
path
mm,
that we should not
Mm.
open.
So do you guys
yeah.
have
But I
any like?
can say this right now. It's all this.
Mhm.
It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Like even if we're in SVP, we're still kids. We still do immature things.
Yeah.
Like some of us, like
Mm,
not all of us, like have good grades. That's what I can say. Like even if I was in a different school, I still had some of my friends who were in okay, so metric system, I'll just keep it short. There's like in my metrics there's like three different programs. There's the science program, the accounting program, and another science program, but for 2 years. I was in the 1 year program, so everything was packed. While some of my friends that were from science itself, they were in the 2 year program. So the school doesn't really make you smart. It's just how you manage to cope with the system. Because science, SVP, I just told you guys how I lived. So that's something you guys have to keep in mind. Like, can you cope with
Yeah.
that? The amount of time you have to study, and only have like what, half an hour of your own time.
gosh,
Yeah. That's yeah. Well,
like about
how about you, King? What like stereotypes do
oh
you have in your school?
for stereotypes, yeah, it's always about, oh, if you're from a boarding school or if you're from like this kind of schools, like high performance schools, you have to be smart and all that. And yeah, I sure, some of them might be, it's like what I said, there might be like book smart and all that, but sometimes, no, sorry, not sometimes, all the time, you must be street smart as well, because if you can't survive in like the real living world, how you're supposed to like survive from the very
Hmm.
beginning, like
Mm-hmm.
from the very moment you exit high school, how you're supposed to survive. That's the thing. Because like that's like what they don't teach us in like high school. It's like how to like take care of yourself and all that. And sure, it's like, I wouldn't say priority. It's like our obligation to like learn our subjects and all that. But still, what's the point of going to high school if not for like finding yourself and also evolving and like searching for your interests and all that? That's like
True.
really
Yeah.
vital. It's really vital to know yourself before knowing what you want to take in university.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a good like, okay, I was in SVP for 3 years, and then science for another 3 years. From four, from
Mhm.
five, I have metrics. But that didn't even ended up with me taking science. I took arts instead.
Mm.
And here's the thing, I was pretty sure, like my like even if I apply for arts, my parents won't really allow me. That's why I didn't do anything for my interview at all. I didn't prepare my portfolio. I didn't prepare a short video introduction for myself until until my uni called me if I was serious about this. So I'm like, I asked my mom, should I apply for it? Oh, go for it. And I'm like, oh, just can okay. So when's my deadline? And I just like did my portfolio, all this, all that, did my introduction video, and then
Mm-mm.
handed to them. And yeah, and that was like my first choice in uni too. So I'm glad I got my first choice, which is where I am
Mm.
now, graphic design.
Yay! And yeah, that's one thing about in high school. They always like pressure you to like, focus more about STEM and all that. STEM is like science and all this
Hmm.
related subjects. It's like here's one thing I want to say to like people who want to decide or like what to do with their lives, especially after school and all that. Because I remember not knowing shit about what will happen in high school. Like, sure, they did explain to us about, matriculation and also like foundation and like diploma and all that. Of course, you'll hear like I would say stereotypes like the things people always say like for diploma students like diploma lambat belajar and all that foundation is better and all that. It's honestly it really depends on you because you're the one who's going to study at your own pace and like I wish that schools gave more exposure to like non-science related subjects, especially
Yeah.
communications, arts, and all that, because we live with those as well, and without them, we won't be experiencing, entertainment and all that. Entertainment is like the number one thing. Okay, not really the number one thing, but it's like one of the most expected things to like look forward to and all that. Like, singing, dancing, acting, podcasting, and all that. It's vital for us because if not, we're gonna be robots. And like people
Yeah.
should, I wouldn't say should appreciate more. I mean, of course, that's a given, but people should know more about them.
Yeah.
It's
Because
yeah,
because here's the thing, like some people, like since we like there are some kids out there that they want to take arts, but they aren't really sure what is in arts that they can take. They don't know there's arts management. They don't know that you can be curator, all that. They just think that, oh, I have to draw, I have to draw, I have to draw,
yeah.
which is not entirely wrong. But there's more to arts. It's not just drawing. You can take music. You can be a performing actor, stuff like that.
Mm,
Which is sadly what I'm not just gonna limit this to SBP and SB. I'm going to
mm,
apply this to every single school in Malaysia. They don't
mm,
cover it at all. They always say like,
mm,
okay, after you finish with your, let's say, okay, I'm taking this from my own experience. After SPM, I go for metrics, and then probably after that I'll take something else. Initially, I wanted to take law,
oh.
but here I am. Which on I don't regret at all because I love my course. I mean, like, come on! I told you earlier, I can draw anime girls from my movie poster. What's not fun about that?
Mm,
But there's something that because there are some diploma in arts, which honestly, now that I think about it, I should have taken it. But at the same time, because I'm taking the fast route, I'm like, okay, when I turn 22, 23, I'm gonna have my degree, and after that, I want to take either I want to take another degree or just go for masters instead, so that I can have at least something else before I turn 30. But that's my personal dream, which
mm,
honestly I don't think not every school covers that. Like they always just tell you, okay, so just do this and then do that, and that's really it. They don't tell you how to go through in the long run, because they always just tell you the fastest route of it all. They don't tell
yeah,
you the
exactly.
pros and cons of everything.
Exactly. And like, oh my God, being like an art student, especially, okay, I wouldn't say art student. I'm more of like a social science student. As a social science student, I'm really glad that I took this route instead of like giving in to like science or like mathematics or all that because like as being someone who takes public relations and also entertainment management for my diploma, I'm able to like appreciate the finer things in life, but it's not really finer. It's just like people don't think of it as like something vital because, like, for example, those ads you see on YouTube and like Instagram, those Shopee ads, the Shopee jingle and all that. It's actually something that what my course studies about because, like, yes, advertisement, marketing, and like all those visuals and stuff, those jingles. It's what we use in order to like gain the target demographics or like the audience attention in order to like buy our product or service. It's really important. And like people, especially when you're like from someone in high school, they don't really think of that as like a career prospect example, but and they don't know like those kind of thing exist. Like for example, you can actually be a copywriter and gain a lot of money just for like coming up with like a tagline. For example, like McDonald's, I'm loving it. It has been in use for like years, and like I don't know who the heck is the founder, but kudos to them. They're probably rich as heck. So yeah.
Yeah. Because for me, like I didn't know that you can be like, I didn't know like those jobs exist, because they mainly like tell you about like the jobs that people mostly know, and not the ones that is like, how do I say this, like the discrete jobs, is that the right word, I think?
Yeah, discreet, something like that.
Yeah, I kind of wish school like touch on this topic a lot more about like those type of jobs, because I'm pretty sure that most like at least some students there would like to have those type of jobs, especially like someone for me, because I really like music wise, I really like editing music or like mixing audios and stuff like that. But school doesn't really teach you that about that much,
True,
so it
true.
kind of like saddens me that they kind of like hide away from it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And like, sure, I understand how vital it is science for the world, especially with coming up with the vaccines for COVID-19. Like, yeah, like I do, and we do understand that, but it's like, okay, like how are you gonna promote the vaccine to other people? How are you gonna convince them to like get the vaccine and all that? Of course, you need to like organizations have to like create a PSA video, for example, in order to spread awareness and teach them about the vaccine. Yeah, those kind of things. Those kind of things are like what we need people for, and that is how people make careers out of it.
And like with
Yeah.
art, who else is going to provide you the entertainment you guys needed so badly to keep sane in this dire situation? I provide you guys with comedy with my own life. But at the same time, I also just like draw things just to keep me sane, and in hopes that sometimes when you look at my art, you feel at least there's something good in life to look forward to. And that's how I see art. Like it's something where we can escape to just looking, but people take that for granted. Even
Mm-mm.
Malaysia too. Like I still remember this one time when people just always just focus on science this, science that. Like
Yeah,
many
exactly.
honestly, I don't really like. I hate that burning passion. It's as if that us art kids can't survive when really I could just draw anime TV, and if you guys want to pay me for it, pay.
Mm-mm.
I can still
I
live.
will. I will.
Pay me for animated. Yeah, but
Hell
that's
yeah.
the thing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because they take that for granted because they think anyone can do it. When really, no. I still have to. I have things that I have to study about this, and there are a lot of things in my uni classes that I have never even thought about, and it really helps me learn more about arts. Like, yeah, you can self learn, but there's no harm in learning it professionally. Is what I'm gonna say here.
Yeah, exactly. It's no harm in like learning them professionally. Like if you enjoy it and you think you're gonna make money out of it, exploit your talent, take advantage of it. Go get your
Go
money.
ahead, go.
Use that
Yeah,
money to
exactly.
will. Use that money.
Yes,
Oh
will in
no.
the
I'm calling
gacha
myself
games.
myself out. Yes, yes, I will too much on Azulin. I'm not even embarrassed to admit it.
Yeah, and coming back to like what Dan said about how he's like interested in music and like mixing audio and that. Yeah, please go for it. Like when you like exit high school and all that. I'm sure there's like a course for it, because like even I was surprised to like find out that my course existed, and it's only like the one and only in Malaysia. So I'm like, go for it then. Chase your dreams.
Yeah.
Chase your dreams. Don't let your dreams
Yeah.
be dreams. No,
Don't let your
honestly,
dreams be. Mm.
no, honestly, don't let your dreams be dreams. Just chase for it. There's no harm. Because if you
Mm,
keep
Yeah.
letting your dreams be dreams, you're going to suffer. I let that be my dream for 3 years, but hey, I still want to be a comic artist. So
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, it just really depends because, like, of course, I don't know what's going to happen in, like, 4 to 5 years because I haven't took my degree yet and all that. I'm just in my first semester. And, like, even your hope for your dreams may or may not fade or may change. It's just like, at least you have that, the drive or, like, passion to, like, work on it. And at least you know that, oh, I can do this. And it depends on, like,
Hmm.
and it doesn't matter if you're, like, good at it or not. If you can do this and you enjoy doing it, despite the results, go for it. Legit, go for it. Yeah.
So honestly, here I'll say this right now: you take
Mm-mm.
the things you personally enjoy, because if you don't like it, you can't fall for it, no matter how much you force yourself to do it. I've been doing that for 3 years. It didn't help at all. My results
Mm-mm.
in science wasn't that well. But when I took arts, where I can take it casually, and at that time when I was really, really into it, my results was way better than whatever my science was. And it wasn't really because it was easy. No, art is hard. Art is hard with all the deadlines and then the
Yeah,
kind of hard class you have. So it's like, so I'm like, so I just showed this to my parents, like, I should have done this 3 years ago. Can you guys trust
Mm-mm.
me? And they now trust me with what I'm gonna do with my life. So yay!
Yay! And it's also manageable if you're, like, really into it. Like,
Yeah.
sure, like, my assignments are quite hard. It's like I have to, like, come up with, like, a press release and all that. And you're like, I bet you're like, what the fuck is a press release? But
Thank you for reading my brain.
yeah, I'm not gonna explain because that'll take a long time to explain. But basically, even though my assignments are, like, quite challenging and all that, I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy learning more about whatever I'm learning because I know it's something that resonates in me, and I know I'm gonna make profit out of it soon. Haha, not soon, but if I mean, okay, let's put profit aside. Like, if I can help myself or help people with the knowledge I have, why not? Why
Hmm.
the fuck not? You know?
Like, okay, I do make profit out of mine, ha 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 ha. But most of the time, I draw out of my own enjoyment. And at the same time, if I can learn what I enjoy, it makes the learning much easier.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, for me, especially being, like, a super owner in MYANDORI, I feel like what I've done here can be applied to my assignments and also my whole
Mhm.
uni course. Like, legit. Like, for example, the donation drive and all that, and how I contacted Mercy Malaysia and all that for the Malaysian fleet drive. Yeah, it can be also applied into my course, and how, like, companies, something companies and their policies have to, like, give back to the people as well as gaining their own profit and building the image. It's the same thing. It's the
Mhm.
same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can take my commission experience into actual work experience, because then it's like, okay, so I have this, I need to do this, I need to do that, because I learned this in my design process. And I know that there are other people who also did commissions in my course mates, but they don't talk about it. I talk about it because it was an awkward situation, everyone was quiet, so I just turn on my mic and say, yeah, I did this.
I
But still,
see.
like, there's a lot of things where you do just out of fun. Like, I do commissions out of fun, and because I want to
Mm.
whale. But like those things where you're interested to do just because you want to, they can really help you in your career.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So how about we go to our next segment, because we have
Mhm.
like, there's 18 minutes till one now.
It's almost like 2 hours, but it's okay. The editor Coons will edit some stuff out and do all those things. So shout out to our local editors, Tomo and Aina, for editing. And this is why art is important, so that we can edit. Editing is
Yeah.
important. So yeah, let's move on to the questions. Dan, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, sure. Okay, the first question is from Haru. He asked, do all boarding schools have paranormal hysteria ghost cases? If yes, why?
I had
Uh,
one. I had experienced that once in high school. It was really, really funny.
Mm.
Because okay, here's the thing. Our seniors were really mad. They were yelling and yelling and yelling at night to the point our barrier was broken. And when one of my friends went back to her room, she saw a ghost. So, ta-da! And this is why don't yell at night. Even though I do scream at night, but hey, I wasn't screaming like them.
My gosh.
Yeah, but I think because here's the thing about SBP, like my SBP, it's so near to the forest for no reason. Like we were like really, really secluded. Line was really, really bad. So it's like the chances of them having paranormal hysteria cases, yeah, it exists. In every single SVP, there's gonna be one. You just it's either during your time or during someone else's time. It happens
Mhm.
a lot. Like
Yeah.
in my own school, we have a lot of hysteria cases, but when during my time, there wasn't really much other than that one moment. Yeah, so there's a lot of what you call it paranormal activity.
uh, my school is like really old, like really old. And
Mhm.
there's been like what do you call it? Rumors, I think, of having like, because my school, I think back then when the school was didn't like exist yet, I think I heard something about like people having like a war there, and there's like dead bodies like below the ground. So like
Ah.
yeah, I was like what?
My school has that.
What?
Oh
Oh my
god,
god.
oh god.
Okay, story time. So every time it's like on like National Day, which was August, we are not allowed to be in our dorms. We're celebrating in the hall because every time this happens, there are rumors like at the dorms you can hear people screaming and you can hear war cries. Because it used to be a place where the Japanese occupation happened. So that's something very interesting. And I when I heard that, then my tender age of 13, I'm like, no, cool,
My
creepy, but still
goodness.
cool. I honestly want to
Yeah,
experience
that's
that, but yeah.
cool, but very creepy.
But
Yeah.
cool, knowing that there are dead people under my house. That there are dead people under my. But I think that's mostly happened thanks to where it's because sometimes boarding schools they want to go at the most secluded area so that we don't have any access to the outside world for no reason. That's why we're always near forest and near forest there's dead people and stuff like that. There's a lot of things I can talk about my boarding. Not only in the area case, there's also a lot of other funny stories that happen. But that's for another time.
Yep, that's one editor. So
How
yeah,
about
on to the next question.
from Ching? She asks, last week we talked about whether school is competitive. From Sheet's question, is SBT a more competitive school compared to public schools?
You may do the honors. You may do the
Yes.
honors.
Mhm. Mhm.
You may do the honors and explain how SB is way more competitive than public school. I swear to God.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my god, I just remember the one time where my friend my friend represented like the school for like their basketball team. It's like, okay, let's put the sponsorship aside, but like for the basketball teams, our principal would always tell like anyone who represents the school, win this, get number one, whatever it is, win it. And like, okay, sure,
Mhm.
the pressure is there. And like my friend, okay, getting back to my friend, they were in like a basketball competition, and like sadly they didn't win. And like when they got back to school, the principal was like, oh, did you guys win? And yeah, that's how that's how competitive our school is
Yeah, like
generally. Mhm.
everything is a competition in our in SBP and SBT. Like
Yeah,
even
everything
our
is a competition.
yeah, because I think it's
Mm-mm.
ingrained into the system. Like we have this like for us the as our as SBP kids, we have this like best school when it comes to the which one has the best housing system, and we have to
Mhm.
like highlight which how we sit, how we are in class, our results. Like legit, when they posted our results for the top 5 kids, they'd also
Mhm.
highlight
Yeah.
what house they're from. So you're like, okay, I see 2 yellows, 1 green, 2 blues
Oh my
from
gosh.
afar.
Yeah,
Then
and
so I'm like,
honestly, Yeah, and honestly, anything can make into like a competition, especially when you're in like SPT. Like it can be even from like between classes to classes, and like
Yeah.
uh, yeah, the possibilities are just like endless. And
Endless.
yeah, okay, but like one good thing about it is like yeah, sure, if you have like a certificate for winning and you happy, okay, for not just for winning but for like participating, then good, sure, go in. But that's like the only good part lah for your resume. But
It's only
yeah,
good for your resume,
yeah,
not
it's
for
only
your
good for
health.
your resume. But yeah, to answer Chain's question, yep, it's very competitive. And one good, okay, wait, another good thing is like they don't really force you to like enter all competitions. It's really up to you because like yeah, if they really did force students to enter competitions, then that's just bad lah.
Yeah, but sometimes it also has pretty privileges. Yay!
Yeah.
But hey, at least in other schools, I have much higher chances to enter competitions. And guess what? I even got an award for it. I never got
My
that when I
gosh.
was.
My gosh.
Ah.
Wait, before we move on to the next question, then do you guys have like pretty privilege in your school?
No, just no.
No. So I guess like everyone is like, equally pretty.
I guess.
The question mark there.
Yeah,
Question
yeah.
mark, question mark.
Question mark? Question mark?
Mm-mm.
Anyways, move on to the next question. From Run, do SPT schools tend to have their own unique quote-unquote culture to them?
Uh-huh. Okay, I will do the honors once again. Okay, so
Go for it.
yes. Yes. The answer is yes. I guess I'll credit to somewhat to an American school type of vibe. It's like I wouldn't say like life of the party, but okay, at least from based on my school, there is a culture, and it varies, like especially when it comes to like students and also academics. Like for us, like what I've told you guys earlier about how we do have like International Understanding Day or IU Day, and also prom and all that. Nearby schools, especially SBTs, have like close connections with each other. So like and it has started since like from the very beginning, from like few years back. I'm not certain if it's like since the school has established. I'm not sure about that. But yes, we do have a unique kind of culture where we will always like try to help each other out, and it's like I wouldn't go to equate it with a clique or something like that, but it's prevalent as in like we all have like okay, not all of us, we kind of have like the same open-minded mindset, and all of us mostly talk in English and all of that. And yeah, what I said just now, our batch is really tight knit, and especially during SPM, we always help each other to like study and all that. And culture, in terms of SBTs, it also differs because like how my school is different compared to like neighboring SBT schools like VI or SBS kind of thing. But yeah, to answer your question again, yes.
Yeah, and I think the biggest cult, like their own unique culture, is how close we are to our batchmates. That
Mm-mm.
like you don't see that in other schools. It's more like for other schools, it's like how close you are to your group of friends, how close you are to your classmates. But when it
Yeah.
comes, your batchmate is your life support, no
Yeah.
matter how no matter how weird they are, how
Mm-mm.
much they have bullied you, did that.
And also it not just about like the SBT itself, it also depends on like the form you're in. Like for example, we would always okay, no matter whose birthday it was, we were always saying happy birthday. If like one person starts singing
Yeah,
happy birthday, everyone was singing would start singing
yeah,
happy
yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, it's like in I still remember like when one of my like when one of our batchmates has a birthday and all of us were in Dewan Makan, right? And we started singing. It was like during the rehat time of the doing rehat, and we just started singing and everyone in the hall joined along. I think that's an SVP thing. SVP thing too. Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's your birthday, happy birthday to you.
Exactly. I guess we like to celebrate in a way. We're like always we're nice. We're nice people.
More like we celebrate things to a whole different level. I mean, like also because we're in
Yeah.
like dorm. Like okay, dorm story. I still remember this one time where one like I was like looking like I was like sitting at the meja board talking to my friends. And I see one of my seniors got bahaye, and I'm like, what happened there? Oh, it's her birthday. Also, I'm like, ah, happy birthday.
Mm-mm.
like I
Yeah.
and I think this is more too dumb because like let's say it's raining and we don't have like it's like petang hujan, right? We mandi hujan, all of us mandi hujan. Okay, we mandi hujan together. Honestly fun. Those are the fun memories. And I think it's probably our own culture. Like if it's your birthday, we'll take it a whole different extra step just to
Yeah.
show ya we love
Mm-mm.
you platonically.
Mm-mm. I don't know. I don't. I guess it's like widely accepted, especially in my school because we're very loud. And yes, according to what Sty say, we celebrate to the whole new level. Me and my
Mhm.
friends would like sing Bohemian Rhapsody at our freaking canteen table. I
No,
don't know what were we on.
someone has a speaker, someone has an MP3, put the
Mm,
MP3 on the
yeah.
speaker. We will all party.
Wow.
Nice. And
Yeah.
yeah, adding to like what Sty say, when there's like an occasion, like especially like Hari Raya and like Hari Kebangsaan and like all those like Chinese New Year and all that, we would fucking celebrate. Like, oh got Tanggal 31, that song? Yeah, we like sing
Yeah.
it to the loudest.
Yeah, we sing it to the loudest every single like when it's
Tanggal
occasion
tiga
tiga
puluh
puluh
satu.
satu. No, that's why I think I remember that song. Because I was forced to
Yeah.
sing that every
Yeah.
yeah, like even for like Bulan Bahasa, we take it to a whole extra level, choir, all that, and then
Mhm.
announcing it, and then other like, of course,
Mm.
TOT, Masya Allah Waga Tahunan. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, that's our
And yeah,
culture.
oh my god. You know what's the most loud? Wait, you know what's the loudest occasion in high school? High
Mhm.
guru.
Yeah. Oh no, I remember like when that happens, like oh some of our like some clubs they arrange presents for teachers, and I'm like, okay, I am broke, so which teachers am I gonna give without showing favoritism? And of course, me being me, I give it to the English.
How about you guys then? Like, how are you? How are y'all with like occasions like Hari Raya and all that? Do you guys like dress up in your baju raya and like have potluck and all that, or how is it?
Yeah, for like Raya, we all like dress up with like baju Melayu. Even like sometimes like the Chinese and like Indians there like dress up with like baju Melayu, and like, it's sometimes like really really nice. Same with like Chinese New Year and Deepavali and all that. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and for like birthdays, over here, if like if people know your birthday, they will get like the water bottles and like fill it up with like water, and when like school's over,
Oh,
they just like toss.
Yeah, that happens. I don't know. I think it's a SBT thing because like since we also organize prom and all that, we actually for Valentine's Day we subtly people especially from like Interact Club they will like subtly sell roses and all of that to like celebrate Valentine's Day. And yeah, I was like the victim of like here's the thing. For 3 years straight, I received a rose, but I always thought like under my table. But I always thought like it wasn't for me. And then like the next day, people say, "Oh, that's for you," and I'm like, "Oh no, it has wilted."
Sian, Sian. Well, I don't think really did make anything special out of that. But I do know, because in our school, when we have like those graduation thingies for our seniors, the Form 5, we bring it up to a whole new level. We, like, the school went to, uh, how am I going to, like, okay, so we went to a golf club. Like, legit, we went to a golf club just to celebrate their Form 5's graduation. And I'm here, like, we really do bring things to a whole different level. And if you're gonna ask me, no, I never had a graduation party, sadly.
Oh man, I see, I see. Mhm.
So here I'm hoping in uni I at least have one. I wanna wear a
Yeah,
robe, I wanna sew my hat.
true. Yeah, should be a convocation.
Yeah, if I can have convocation in this situation of the
With
world.
this freaking pandemic, man.
Man.
Okay, so on to the next question. It's from Shade. For boarding school, there is always a stereotype that if you're like tidak berperangai baik or not well mannered, you get sent to boarding school to correct your behavior. Is this really effective? Okay, Sty, here's your time to shine.
Here's the thing. My boarding school was still an SB. So my requirement to enter that school, you have to get 3 A's, 2 B's, 4A, 1B, 5A, just to enter it. So, like, this kind of cases is like something that I can't really cover. But I do know there are certain boarding schools that's for juvenile kids. But I can, from the things I've heard, they aren't really effective because all you guys are trying to do is fix them, not educate them. So, yeah. I mean, maybe it's effective some way and somehow, but I don't think it's good for the kids' mentality if you're just going to try and fix them and not educate them. Yeah, but I think this is something out of my zone as my SB. We were chosen from like air quotations here, best of the best. Konon nila. So saying that we're clumped up, so this is something that I can't really say, but we do have some, like I've told you, my cases, the things that
Mm-mm.
happen, and that there are still some bad eggs. So I think that's really it about boarding schools because it's not really my kind of boarding school because it's my kind of boarding school is for the is for the quote unquote smart kids. And
My God.
so next question.
Thank you for your answers, Ty. And the next question. Okay, it's from Ama. Are there any differences in how normal schools and SBT handle online classes? I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I am not in school.
I am currently a first year second semester uni student. So how am I supposed to know? Both King and I, we're in uni.
Mm, let's hand it over to Dan, shall we? So that would you like to elaborate on how you guys handle online classes? It doesn't have to be
Uh,
based on like SBT. It's like you can just elaborate because most of us are like not in school anymore.
yeah.
We're old.
Uh,
We're old.
uh, for us, it's mostly normal. It's like go in, take attendance, learn, study, and yeet. That's basically it. That there isn't much to it, I
Mm,
I
think.
think
I
Yeah.
see.
it's the same with uni too. Like you go
Mm,
in, learn, take your attendance, scan it, learn, ask questions. There's not really much difference. So I don't
Yeah.
see how SB schools or SBP would have any differences when it comes to that. Like,
mm-mm.
how different can you go unless your teachers go the next bus step and go like, okay, so here's some extra activities. You guys do this, you guys do that, or just let one teacher teach everyone. So
Mm,
that's like, so for me, that's something that we really can't discuss on as none of us have experiences in this.
yeah.
So yeah.
Mm, mhm. But wait, then how about for like homework? Like, how do you guys do homework? Do you have to like submit it to like somewhere, or do you guys like just send it in WhatsApp or something?
Yeah, we just send our homework. Okay. Our homework is like usually like on paper, so we have to like take a picture of it and then send it to them, and that's basically our homework.
Oh,
So
I
we
see.
do it
So,
in our, yeah.
oh. So you guys have to like print it out.
Well, yeah, some homeworks, yeah, we do need to print it
My
out, but
gosh.
mostly no.
Mm.
Mostly it's already in our like activities book, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I see, I see. And like textbooks, like for example, maths, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I see. Yeah, I mean that's a good thing, of course, because like not many people have like the privilege to have a printer at home.
True.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then hearing textbooks, hearing activity books, the of the good old times.
Mm,
Here, the only books
yeah.
I have are sketchbooks. I only have sketchbooks, and there's a lot of them.
For me, like okay, it's not in high school, but like for me, like in uni, the only like textbook I have is like my accounts book. Yeah.
I
So
think they need to
yeah.
use my course, all of my things that that our my lecture provides. They take sources from YouTube, or they only have the link provided for this and that.
Yeah.
And mostly because
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
mine is mostly on skills, so I turn
I
on my
see.
laptop, I turn on Adobe Illustrator, and pray every 5 minutes. Do not crash. Now I have to do that with Photoshop too. Do not.
Oh my gosh. And so like that is how sorry for like the extra question, but how like your teacher is, especially in like online classes, like are they like still the same old like strict with the deadlines, or do they are they like a bit forgiving since like we're in a pandemic and all that?
They honestly look kind of dead inside. They kind of look like they don't want to teach us.
I mean, considering the current situation, like if the kids doesn't want to learn, what should I even teach them? They have no motivation. Why should I be motivated? I think
Yeah.
that's very
Yeah.
pathetic.
Mm-mm. Mm. And lucky for you guys don't have like PT3, right? So I guess it's fine. Question mark, question mark.
Oh yeah,
Oh
but with
no.
that PTP, how are you guys going to like? How are they going to technically put you guys into each?
Wait. Are you asking how they're gonna like put us in like
Oh,
streams and stuff like that?
for later. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
because PTP
Oh.
does affect a lot.
I think it's mostly like how we behave in our class, how much we participate in events and stuff like that. It's mostly just like how well you do in school rather than grades. Grades still matters. Grades still matters, but
Mm.
it's mostly your participant in stuff in school.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, I see.
That's actually
Interesting.
kind of nice. That's
Hmm.
actually nice because that it's like they emphasize more on personality and
Yeah.
behavior.
Mhm.
What you take from pages. But
Mm-mm.
then again, talking about PT3, should have honestly flunked that.
Hmm.
Why was I be present?
And yeah. So yeah, that's your answer, I guess. That's your
Yeah, there
answer.
isn't much difference. Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much to elaborate on it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess that's all for like the questions. Let's start off with Sty. Do you have like any ending words to say? You have like anything else to say? Final words to say to your listeners live?
Um, whatever you're going to do in life, please do consider yourself first, not your parents, even though they're funding you or whatnot. Because the more you try to please others when it comes to things that are going to affect your future, it's going to affect you negatively. So if you have that one sliver of chance where you can do the things that you really, really love in life, then go for it. Just go against what just go against the world if that's the only way you can find happiness. Because that's what I did, and here I am, happy, extroverted, and still draws anime girls.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I can.
Nice.
It's so funny how I could still relate everything anime girls. Also, pay attention to technically today's daily Yula because I didn't draw anything for yesterday. Today's going to be something kind of big, kind of big. Well, not really big as
Yay.
regards Monday. I have an idea already.
Yay. I can't wait for that.
Ooh.
Okay. How about you then? You have like anything else to say? My beloved co-host.
Wait! I forgot
Ah,
something. Happy birthday,
Mm.
yeah.
Saki!
Yay! Happy birthday, Saki!
Happy
Let's
birthday,
go!
Saki!
Yeah.
And
Let's
Saki,
go!
my baby. Thank you for coming home.
Yes.
I love you. I haven't drawn. I have drawn something for you yet, but I haven't finished edits, coloring it or whatnot. But give me the time. I can finish it by today. I promise.
Hell
So yeah.
yeah!
And yeah, Temasaki, Stan Project Sekai, Stan Leonid. Woo!
Any Leonid
Yeah!
slander, I will end your. Okay, continue then.
Yeah. Okay, so then you have like anything else to say?
Uh, Not much. It's about the same as Thai. If you have something in your life that you like, you love, that you want to do, go for it. It does. I don't think which school you go to matters that much. It kind of does, but it doesn't matter that much as long as you try your best and like Chase and not chase, chase that dream. I think you'll do fine in your life. Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Uh,
sure.
wait, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I kind of remember something that Jeff added earlier. But when I say
Mm-hmm.
chase your dreams, when it comes to chasing someone that you like, that you have to rethink a lot of times, honestly. I regret confessing last year, so I don't want to do that again. I will have to rethink
Mm.
my life choices. So yeah, when it comes to your love life, rethink a lot. Don't just go head on. You have to think. That's the only time in life you have to think. You have your brain cells, even if it's only one.
Yeah, I can
Well,
vouch for that.
mm, honestly, I agree with that. It's like you can go apeshit crazy with like whatever passion you have, but not love, not love.
Mhm.
Aha.
But if it's for fictional characters, go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Look at me with Yula, look at me with Saki, look at me with Wem. I have a lot of characters I like. And you can see my love
Yeah.
for that on Twitter. Follow me at A Kagami Win. But the win is underscore. I is underscore. Yes, I'm shamelessly promoting myself.
Yeah, go ahead and promote yourself. Deepa Silicon. This is why MYANCAST exists. I mean, another
I
reason
mean
for you to promote yourself.
I mean you guys already follow me anyway, so ta-da.
Yeah. No, for like the
And
listeners on YouTube and Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Link
it's not.
provided down there.
Yeah, it's
Link
not just
provided.
us in Myandori. But yeah, we'll drop the links to like Star's account and also our account, especially in Twitter. Definitely later when we decide to like upload the whole episode. And yeah.
mhm.
And moving on to me, I guess the last few words I would like to say is like, yes, chase your dreams. And if you know you're able to do something well and you live it, especially you keep it near to your heart, please go for it. And please do not like conform to like your parents' needs or like society's expectations and all that, of course, because again, you're the one who's living your own life, and please don't give up on your dreams. Like I know, especially in this pandemic, of course, even we wouldn't know what will happen like next week or like next few months or the next few years. What's gonna happen to like me and like all of us? But if you're able to like hold on to that hope, hold on to that your dream, and if you're able to make yourself happy and perhaps other people happy with your own passion, then go for it. Go for it, please.
Go for it! Yay!
Go for it. Go for
Mm-mm.
it.
Go for it. So
I
yeah.
feel like as long as
But
you're
I'm just on
happy, you're
Twitter
good,
right
man.
now.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Wait,
on Twitter
sorry,
right
Dan?
now, and there's a lot of type. As long as you're
Uh,
happy, you're
I
good.
just said
That's
as
it.
yeah, as long as you're happy, you're good, man.
Yeah, it's as long you're happy, good man. Like, sure, I bet there's like some of you people, you guys, you people who are like gonna think, oh, like, oh, are you gonna get? Am I gonna get money from this? Especially it's like arts and all that. And you know how Malaysia is. You know how Malaysia entertainment industry is and all that.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Honestly, the only way Malaysia sees like entertainment industry gets money if you're a comedian, an actress, and a singer. That's really
Or maybe
it.
yeah, or maybe
Yeah.
an influencer. But don't worry, rest assured, I believe that every single one of you has like something to offer and something to exploit. Take
Mhm.
advantage of it. Find it
Yeah.
and take advantage of it. Woo!
I'm taking advantage of my brand of drawing girls, so yeah, I took advantage. I got
Yeah.
paid for it, and I railed for girls too. It's a whole cycle. Girls.
and and for me, I just take advantage of my whole personality and make it into a career. Yes.
Honestly, that's actually a very smart move. If I think about it.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And to you then, please take advantage of your whole idol image and your ability to sing because and you guys plus Dan is also a up and coming VTuber, so please support him when he debuts. Okay, okay, listeners,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I will now be one of those few people who draw fan art for Dan.
Yes,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
If I'm
thank
not,
you.
yeah. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, he goes by the name Kazigawa Dan on Twitter. So please give him a follow. Please, yeah. Uh, we will
Yeah.
wait for you. We will wait for you.
Mhm.
We will.
I will I will wait with my tablet pen on my right hand.
Yes, I
Okay.
will wait with my RT on Twitter.
Alumni, yeah.
And Super Sherry said, I have my super chat ready. Okay, get the super chat ready then.
Yes,
I'm
go.
throwing
Oh.
money. Wait, no. I'm finally throwing money on a mail. Wow.
Ooh, first
Wow.
time.
Well,
Damn.
no.
I'm
Technically, the
honored.
first time was Iskandar. Okay, technically, the first time was Iskandar, but well, that was GSSR, and you got something random. So yeah, it was
Mm,
it was by chance a mail, but this time I am willingly going to put my money down for mail. So be honored.
damn. I am.
Yeah.
I am.
So yeah, listeners, make sure to support Sty and follow her art account, and make sure to follow Dan in his VTuber account. And yeah, that's all for today's episode 4. So basically, to reiterate whatever we all talked about, please rethink your decisions if you happen to be in like this kind of school, or perhaps want to sorry, transfer into this kind of school. And just remember, as long you have like people to depend on and like have friends, and as long as you have like the willpower, just go for it. Just go for it. And
Go for it.
also,
Yeah.
yeah, and also Selamat Hari Raya in advance. It's almost Raya, guys.
Yay.
And
Yeah, that's
also,
true. Yay.
yeah. And today is like the 9th of May. So happy Mother's Day, everyone. Woo!
Hey.
You're telling that as if we're mothers, You're telling that
Okay,
as
we're
if
not
there's milk
mothers,
in
but
here.
no way.
Oh no.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone's
Yay.
mothers. That's what I meant. Woo!
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to everyone's mother. Please
Happy
tell them you
Mother's
Yeah,
love
Day.
them.
yeah,
And
and
if
also,
haven't,
mhm.
no, also this also applies to every MILF in the game that you want to say Happy Mother's Day to. I'm gonna open Genshin after this and take a screenshot of Lisa and say Happy Mother's Day. See that on Twitter.
So-
Happy MILF
Happy Milk Day. No.
Happy Milk Day.
No.
I'm, I'm honestly not high on caffeine now. I'm just really high.
And also to the Malaysians, especially to the ones who are taking the AstraZeneca vaccine, please take care and remember to look out for the side effects and all that. I heard it lasts for like around 48 hours, so please take care and stay at home. Please still
Take
continue
care,
to wear a
guys.
mask. And yeah,
Mhm.
take
And do know
care,
how to
everyone.
get rid of your mask properly. Bye bye.
Bye
And bye,
bye.
everyone. Thanks for listening. Here's me as King.
Yes, then.
Here's me, Sai, the milk lover.
And bye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to MYANCAST. Bye.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.